Hey guys, Mooky here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Was Trained by Ryu Hayabusa. This is part 12. In the last part, Izuku won the cavalry battle alongside his team, and also Shoto explained about his childhood and how he'll defeat Izuku no matter what. However, Izuku isn't impressed, not one bit, because Izuku has gone through worse training than Shoto has ever could, and says that he'll never lose to somebody like him who holds himself back for petty reasons. And like that, let's get into it. As Izuku leaves from his conversation with Shoto, he soon is seen by his friends, being Ida, Ochako, and Kendo, as they were wondering if he's okay after his conversation with Todoroki, as he tells them it's just a conversation, basically telling me that he plans on beating me. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Any rate, I'm feeling a little bit hungry. You all want to tag along with me? As they were all planned on heading to the cafeteria, Izuku soon sensed a presence he never thought he would sense here at the sports festival. Besides Ayame, his presence, as a man in front of him says, "Well, you did pretty well, Izuku. If anything, you've done amazing well, especially with working with others, better than I ever could." As he hears that voice, he says, Master, you're here!" As he sees a man with brown hair and a black jacket. As Ryu says, "I'm truly proud of you, Izuku." With Izuku running up to his master and soon bowing to him onto one knee, and bows his head and says, "Master, I didn't expect you to be here at the sports festival. I'm truly honored. I mean it. I truly do mean it." With Ryu smirking a little bit and saying, Now, Izuku, bring your head up and stand up. I only came here to support you and see how you've grown so much, my precious student." As Izuku hears this and truly smiles and stands up and still bows his head for his master after all. As he tells him, "It's all thanks to you, master. Wouldn't have made it this far without you." As Kendo, Ida, and Ochako wonder, wait, is this the guy that Izuku was talking about during his speech in the beginning of the sports festival? And Ida saying, "It must be. It has to be." As Kendo surprised, as she's saying, just looking at him, there's a sense of experience, mystery, and he's been through a lot of things. I can actually see him being Midoriya's master now, as she's truly shocked at seeing Ryu. Soon, Ryu asks Izuku to introduce him to his friends. "Well, are you going to introduce me to your friends, Izuku?" And she says, "Sorry, master. These are my classmates. This is Itsuka Kendo, Tenya Ida, and Ochako Uraraka." As they all said hi to him, he says, "It's a pleasure to meet the friends of my great pupil." As Izuku feels a little bit embarrassed, feeling unworthy, as he says, "Nonsense, Izuku, nonsense." Soon after, he says, "I look forward to seeing you in your match. Now, good luck." And soon after, he turns away and soon disappears, as all of them saying, "Whoa, I guess he really is Midoriya's teacher after all." As saying, "What? You really think I would learn all that stuff all by myself? Come on, guys." After saying that, he gives off a little bit of a smile, as they all realize, "Midoriya, did you know that you're actually smiling right now?" As he says, "Huh? What do you mean?" As Izuku has barely smiled since the month that they've been with Class 1A, thinking that he's always serious and doesn't really like how Shoto is. he barely cracks a smile whatsoever and realized, I haven't noticed. I guess there's something about me that I didn't know. I guess it's because I never felt genuinely happy unless I'm with my master. Honestly, now I think about it, it makes a lot of sense. As he soon shakes his head and says, well, never mind guys, let's get going. I think my match is about to start. So you guys should head to your seats. As he says this, Izuku prepares for his match with Shinso. While preparing for the match, President Mike and Aizawa began explaining both Izuku and Shinso his quirks and abilities, alongside Ayame as well, who's also joined them for commentary as well. Who Aizawa is surprised actually is willing to be on the booth, which she says that she's wanting to see this up close and personal and give her own opinion on each student's abilities. As Aizawa says, okay, if you say so. After that, Izuku and Shinso soon arrive to the stadium, with Midnight introducing both of them, with Izuku saying, so this is Shinso, the one with the mind control quirk, and is the class rep for Class 1B. If anything, I remember him being he was originally part of General Studies, but was bumped to Class 1B after Kendo left them and replaced Mineta. As after that, Izuku already knows about Shinso's quirk being brainwash, to make sure not to answer none of his questions. After that, Shinso, after talking to himself, Midnight told both of them to begin their fight. As Shinso begins throwing out insults to Izuku, trying to make him lose his cool, and begin making fun of Ojiro for abandoning his spot for so-called honor for the sports festival. As Izuku hears this, he gets pissed off and takes a deep breath, and soon has a serious look on his face as he runs up to him and soon punches him right in the gut, as Shinso basically is surprised and is holding his stomach, saying, "Ow, how did you move so fast? I didn't even see you." Realizing that Shinso's quirk isn't activating, he says, "Because this is my training. If you think I have a super speed or strength enhanced quirk, you're sorely mistaken. This is the fruits of my training with my master." After that, Izuku says, "Either give up now. You can't activate your quirk while you're in intense pain right now. Am I correct?" As he says, how? You're part of class. I can tell you're the kind of person who suffered because of his quirk. People told you that you had a villain quirk. Am I right?" As Shinso's eyes begin widening open, and Izuku tells him, "Don't let insult, but you're now in Class 1B. You're the class rep. Don't let the past dictate your actions. Don't let others tell you what you can't be, because now you can become a hero. So don't sink so low just to get an upper hand in battles." After hearing this, Shinso says, "I submit," and gives up. As Midnight says, the winner is Midoriya. As everyone cheers, wondering what just happened. Shinso didn't even do anything to fight back. As Aizawa soon explained, Shinso's quirk is called brainwash. Anyone that answers one of his questions comes under his control. As Ayame says, he has no formal training. Because of his quirk, he's always relied on that. people submitting to him. I think he needs to work on offensive capabilities in case his quirk is never used, if he's unable to use his quirk. Don't you agree, Mr. Aizawa? As Ayami says this, he says, I do agree. After saying this, Shinso finally gets up, but still a little bit in pain, as he says, Midoriya, tell me, how did you get this strong? And can you teach me? Please. As Izuku surprised, saying, no one's ever asked me to teach them how to fight. As he wonders, I think I know somebody better that can teach you than me. I would feel, don't take me wrong, I would feel honored teaching you how to fight, how to fight and everything I've learned, but I know two people, especially one of them who goes here, that's way much better. Shinso's eyes began widening, saying, who do you suggest? As saying, once the sports festival's over, I'll introduce you to them. Promise. As he gives off a smile and waves, heading back to his side. As for the next match, being with, Sero versus Shoto, that fight basically goes the same as canon. Him being irritated by his father and releasing a huge glacier-sized attack of his ice. As for the next match, Kaminari versus Monoma. Monoma will, in the beginning of the match, Monoma is actually going to copy a couple of quirks from Class 1B, being Tetsu's quirk and Juzo's quirk as well, so he can stop Kaminari into quicksand, keeping him unmobile in the process. As he's saying, hey, how did you? With Kaminari being engulfed in somewhat of a quicksand substance, Monoma goes up to Kaminari and soon says, Nighty night, Spark Boy, punching him in the face, winning the match for Class 1B. As for the next other match is for, the Hatsume and Ida, that still goes as canon, basically her showing off her support items and everything and throwing the match. The next match being Momo versus Kendo. As they prepare for this match, Kendo is saying that she'll give it everything she's got against her own fellow classmates. As Momo says, Kendo, I promise you, I'm not going to lose this, and I'll give it everything I got. Kendo doesn't say anything and just nods as the two prepare for battle. As Kendo activates her quirks, enlarging her fists, Momo creates a big shield to guard from. As Kendo knew that she would do something like this and prepares to strike. And seems like she's taking a certain fighting stance, which surprises Izuku as he says, I know that fighting stance. I've seen somebody use it before in the Dead or Alive tournament, as the person who used this fighting style was called Elliot, and the fighting style was called Jing Chen, a martial arts from China, as Izuku is shocked and surprised that Kendo knows this fighting style, as she soon strikes at Momo's massive shield, and soon it shatters on impact, which Momo was surprised and shocked, thinking that it should have been sturdy enough to block that. Soon, Kendo deactivates her quirk, and soon sends a kick to Momo's stomach, sending her out of the ring, and Midnight saying, Yaoyorozu is out of bounds. The winner is Kendo. As the crowd cheers, Momo feels down after realizing, I didn't even do anything. I couldn't. With Kendo saying, Yaoyorozu, don't feel too bad about it. After all, we are in the same class and I knew what you would probably do. So I had to counter that. But at least you showed on what you can do for your quirk. That's all that matters, right? And besides, if I didn't hold back, you could have beaten me in a couple of minutes, knowing you, after all, and your analyzation tactics. As Momo soon smiles, saying, thank you, Kendo. Thank you for the positive reinforcement. I really needed that. I'll continue to get stronger one day. As Kendo saying good. As the two shake hands. And Ochako asking, hey, Deku, that match was pretty fast, right? Asking this to Izuku. Izuku is still shocked and surprised seeing the match. As Izuku almost seemed mesmerized, like he was seeing something for the very first time, and became somewhat starstruck and wanted to know on how Kendo learned that style of fighting. As Ochako brought Izuku back to his senses, as he says, huh? Oh, sorry. I didn't know what happened. What were you asking, Uraka? And she says, never mind. Soon after, the next matches begin. Just like before, Mina versus Aoyama, which, just like in canon, Mina wins. And other match being Tetsu versus, Kirishima. Just like that, just like in canon, they have a tie. And as for the next match, Ochako versus Bakugo. As Ochako goes down, Izuku stops her, says, if you need a plan to take down Bakugo, I have the perfect plan. I know his fighting style easily and perfectly. So, as she says, thanks, Deku, but I can handle this myself. I promise you. As saying, you sure? Because he's not gonna hold anything back. That's just the kind of person he is, after all. As she said, I wouldn't have it any other way. I want to be considered an equal here, not somebody to pity or look down upon. As she gives up a thumbs up, with Ida and even Kendo surprised hearing this. As Kendo says, I think you should give her more credit, Midoriya. She's a lot stronger than you really give her credit for. After all, she wouldn't have been part of UA and Class 1A if she wasn't this strong. As Izuku saying, yeah, you're right. I do have faith in her. I really do. As for the match goes on, it goes on actually a lot longer than it would in canon. Since she's more motivated, since Ochako is a lot more motivated than she was before. And she even got a lot more debris to in the air, so to land on Bakugo. However, just like before, he still destroyed it. But in this timeline, Bakugo actually feels a lot of pain because he uses a more powerful explosion that almost damaged his arms, actually. But still, Ochako still lost in canon. As the end of the match, Izuku now leaves to prepare for his match with Shoto. As he leaves, he interacts with Bakugo, and Bakugo asks, Deku, you had to be the one to give her that stupid plan. I wouldn't have so much of a problem if it wasn't for you. Izuku, surprised hearing this, and just actually smirks and closes his eyes. As Bakugo says, what's so funny? As saying, you had a problem with that? It only makes sense. Because that plan was hers, not mine. If I gave her one of my plans, you would have lost. Don't make accusations. You should give her more credit than she deserves. Got it, Kachan? After saying this, Izuku walks away, preparing for his match against Shoto, as Bakugo saying, damn him to hell sometimes. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. And also, I actually think about shipping Izuku with Kendo in this What If. If you guys are okay with that, then tell me in the comments below. Also, please like and subscribe, which helps out my channel a lot. At any rate, this is Mooky, signing out. Later.